Welcome to Ask Gwen, everyone. One quick programming announcement. I don't know how to put this. I have been doing a lot of soul searching over the past 24 hours because I set up a meeting with a job coach. The job coach naturally called me. I set up that meeting with the job coach at my school. For those of you who don't know, I am about to complete my associate's degree in fashion journalism in 2019. So the genius I set this meeting up with a job coach who's offered by my school. The school gives online students and students on campus this opportunity. Well, fortunately for me, because I'm a content creator, this job coach said to me, "When you're not going to be able to find a job in fashion journalism, a 9-to-5 job, because it's nothing having to do with the disability factor. Oh no. It has something to do with the big orange buoy in my way, aka Donald Trump, who keeps calling every journalist on the planet fake news." So right now, I guess I will be a solo entrepreneur in the next 5 years because I'm leaving my day job in the next 5 years. And yes, I have a day job in education, but being a content creator is near and dear to my heart. So I will leave you with that. And right now, to all the journalists trying to get a job, you're not going to be able to find one because someone keeps calling us fake news, and it's not me. So enough of my rambling about my new eye-opening experience. I'm going to bring Mr. Gary on, and we're going to talk about joy and traveling and all that stuff. And I fair warn you right now, Mr. Gary has a fairly thick Southern accent, so he will try and do his best to tune it down, but I'm going to let Mr. Gary take it away.
Well, hello, Wynn. Thank you for having me on your program, and congratulations on your associate's degree, I think you said, or is that what you said, an associate's degree? Did I hear you correctly?
Associate's degree, yes.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Degree.
Well,
thank you. I just had the eye-opening experience yesterday of me not finding a 9-to-5 job and nothing having to do with my disability. But
exactly.
Please explain to my fan base more of what you do.
So what I do is I own an e-commerce website. It's www.crownjewelry.com, and I started the website 2 years ago. And one of the reasons I started the website is because I was a wholesaler. I lived in New York City, and I sold to brick-and-mortar retail stores, from jewelry all over the world, basically manufactured in all parts of the world, and diamond jewelry, fine jewelry, that type of stuff. And what led me to start my own company and going the e-commerce route was a lot of people in the brick-and-mortar jewelry stores complained about their customers would come into their stores and basically ask a lot of information about certain pieces of jewelry and whatnot. And then they would go and buy it online because the simple fact is jewelry is less expensive when it's bought online because they don't have overhead. And that was one of the reasons I chose to go the e-commerce route. And not only that, but also with social media driving a lot of the traffic through Instagram, Facebook, and other channels, it allows me to be able to sell to my customer base, and have it's not like a big box store like everybody complains about Walmart. And so I wanted to be able to open up a business where people could contact me directly since I am the owner, instead of like a store like Amazon, where it's so big that, good luck trying to speak to somebody in customer service about a particular product.
Yeah. No, I was just about to say that. As you guys know, I have a publishing deal, and so I am going to publish my book on speech dictation with them because Amazon is going through hell right now. Hell. Basically, they're shorting their writers. They're shorting everyone, including their writers, out the door. I mean, they're shoving everyone out the door, and those of us who are on Amazon selling our books or having a hard time with GDPR, which is a new privacy policy in the UK starting tomorrow. We need to put privacy policies all over websites or in our newsletter. And I haven't done it in my newsletter, but I did put it on my website. So you got that. But it's like they're shoving people out the door. And so I'm not surprised Gary didn't want to do drop shipping via Amazon.
Right. Well, that's kind of the way I feel too. I think that, in today's economy and today's climate, I think that it's important that people have competition so that there's not a monopoly, so that you can keep prices competitive because, as a consumer, I'm a consumer as well. And, having the best prices is something that we all as consumers, it's just not fair for one company like Amazon to dominate the whole, a lot of small businesses have gone out of business, unfortunately, because of Amazon, and other big box stores. And I just think that it's history kind of repeats itself, right, Win? So these big box stores, they offer the lowest prices, but then they hardly offer any customer service. And so that's why I decided to go and open up my own website where that I could give my personal service to each and every customer of mine to make sure they're satisfied with their purchase and to be happy with what they have bought from my company. So, I take a lot of pride in that because I want people to feel very comfortable when they buy something from me. Because a lot of stores, you buy something and that's it. Where's the service after the sale? What if they have a problem? And that's kind of where I come in to want to help the common consumer, like myself and you as well. Everybody.
Everyone. No, and we're talking about wedding rings to engagement rings to a nice bracelet for your birthday. And, we have a problem if the bracelet falls apart and we can't get a hold of customer service.
Well, it's just like the brick and mortar stores. They said that, you go online, you order a particular piece of jewelry from Blue Nile or any other of the big website like Amazon. What happens when a stone falls out? And where are you going to take it? Pretty soon there's not going to be many brick and mortar stores available. So I think last year and the year prior, more brick and mortar stores closed than opened in the U.S. And that's a signal for that's not good because, as I said, jewelry is like a fine like a fine watch. It has to be serviced from time to time. So who's going to do that when you buy it from the internet? There's no one there to take on that role.
I, at age 23, and it's still stuck in my closet, I need to pull it out and get it up and running again. I, at age 23, acquired a Rolex watch, believe it or not. Rolex, most expensive watch on the planet, and I acquired it because my mom passed away, and that was her watch. And she said all her jewelry goes to me. How lucky am I? But at the time, I didn't realize I had a gold Rolex watch sitting on my head. Yikes! That's a little scary. That's a little
Exactly.
scary. $1,000 later, but you're absolutely right, and it's gone up in price since I acquired it when I was 23 back in 2011. It's now 2018. But
Right.
when you think so, and when you go to the Rolex online website and say, I have a problem with my Rolex, they're not going to get back to you. They're not going to get back to you. They hire out of India.
That's right.
So,
well, that's exactly the point. It's it's sad because customer service used to be the biggest priority of any company that sold any product, and now it seems it's almost like it's the least important process after the sale.
Yeah. So basically, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you when a person orders a piece from you, how do you ship it to them?
So right now we have different forms of shipping. I have express. You can get it express shipped. Generally, I ship it through USPS. I offer free shipping, but I do offer expedited shipping as well. And I ship it in a nice box with a card thanking everyone for their business and putting my company information in that box so that they can contact me directly with any questions or concerns they have.
Yeah. And then how do you actually drop shipping, since you don't want to go through Amazon? Or what company do you use, if at all, drop shipping is involved? Because you're online store, aren't you? You're not looking more than necessarily.
So actually, I use USPS and UPS, FedEx. I use any of the major anything overseas. I know that we've used Emergy and other parcel companies in the past to send. It just depends on where it's going. Obviously, when it goes overseas, we use different carriers, and we also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So after 30 days or before 30 days, if you're not completely satisfied, we also pay for shipping for you to return that item as well.
Oh boy, you do it all. You do it all.
I want the customer to know that when they purchase something from Crown Jewelry, that they're satisfied. Obviously, I don't want to take anybody's money if they're not completely satisfied with their product. So, that's part of the customer service guarantee that I offer to each and every customer that comes to my website.
Oh my God, you do it all. You're the St. Angel Jewelry now, because most jewelry companies don't do that. They don't give a 30-day guarantee. I have never in my life heard of that, and 30-day guarantee plus paying shipping back to you. I mean, you have
absolutely.
very happy customers.
Well, I tell you what, I've been very lucky, and I have gotten, I have got a pretty good customer base. I've had repeat business from customers, and like I said, it takes time to build a customer base and get your name out there. But I feel like, as my company grows, that more people will appreciate the customer service that I offer, because I'm not just targeting millennials. I'm targeting, anybody can buy from my website. It's not targeted to just one demographic. It's available to, each and every person in the world. If they want a piece of jewelry, I'm sure my website has a product on there for everyone.
And that being said, now my fan base is probably going to be screaming at their cell phones, because my next comment will be you having your hands caught in the cookie jar comment. So that being said, if you're going to a graduation ceremony, please use Gary's website, please. And that's a public PSA for Gary's website / getting you guys all organized for your graduation ceremonies, because I know there's a lot of 2018 graduates out there. I know a couple already did it, but now you have no excuse to not say, oh, I forgot a graduation present. Here we are talking to a guy that owns a website all about jewelry and does everything he can to help his customers. Why not help him, and why not help the graduation person in your life? Now my fan base is going to be screaming at their cell phones because they know they got their hands caught in the cookie jar. They're like, oopsies. Yeah,
well, I appreciate that, Win. I really do.
I think you need to click on Gary's show notes as you're listening to this podcast, you guys, and hurry up and buy your graduation gifts. Just saying, because we don't want this graduates here who work mightily hard for their degrees. Just saying. And so, that being said, do you have a degree in gemology? Or, what made you want to go into this business?
Actually, I don't have a degree in gemology. I actually went to school for aviation at Georgia State down in Georgia. What made me want to go into jewelry is in my prior career, if you will, I traveled overseas. I modeled overseas, and one of the things that led me to get into jewelry was I was kind of fascinated by the different regions in the world and their different, like, for example, China. The Chinese are very into jade, and, in different parts of the world, different cultures have different types of jewelry in their heritage. And I basically took an interest in certain jewelry around the world because it interests me from different regions, how different regions and different cultures wear jewelry. And that's what really got me into the jewelry industry. And then when I moved back to the United States back in 2010, I was in Singapore, and I moved to New York City. And then I got a job as a wholesaler selling jewelry for different companies, different manufacturers. And that's what got me into jewelry. This was one of those things that I kind of fell into, kind of unexpectedly, but I'm very happy that I got involved in this, because it's a nice business to be in. Just because jewelry is such a I guess, for lack of a better term, it's a emotional. People have emotional ties to jewelry, so it's sentimental in so many ways.
Yes. Yes.
Just like your mother's Rolex.
I don't know what I was going to do with the thing. The moment I announced it, I'm like, I need to either look online how to sell it, although my family doesn't want me to sell it. I've tried that trick, but I need to dust it off and get it working again to the point where it can be sellable, because I know since I've acquired it, it's gone up in price. I know that for a fact.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah, there's no question.
these things, there's no question. I mean, Rolex, we're talking about the top watch on market, and Rolex is still available today. And so I need to, that's going to be my next thing next week, is how to figure out whether I should sell it or get it back up and rolling again as a dress piece, because now here's an interesting fact, the only time my mom took that dang thing off was when she was medevaced out, which that was in 2010. So the only time she took the dang Rolex off was in 2010 because she was medevaced out due to a brain aneurysm, and they needed to take it off because they needed to take IVs. In fact, as I do this interview, I'm staring at a picture with me sitting behind me, and she has the Rolex on. And so I need to figure out how to get that Rolex up and running, because it's a legacy piece. It's a legacy piece, and that's what we're trying to get here. We're not into the brick and mortar stores anymore. We're into the online shopping experience from our phones, practically.
Exactly.
So, Gary, I want to have you ask me a couple questions, and then I'm going to ask you one more question, because I know you have a child in the background who's being very quiet, by the way, and I know you're a big-time dad and trying to run this company, and so I'm going to let you ask me a couple of questions, and then I'm going to ask you one more question, and then I'm going to let you go.
All righty. Well, that's great. Well, listen, I think probably the biggest question I have is based on your degree, what influenced you? What was the biggest influence of you going into your profession as you study through the years? What led you on the path that you're on right now, and why was it appealing to you? And kind of a two-part question: who is your biggest role model? And who do you like? Which reporter or who inspires you to?
Oh God, you threw me for a curveball on that second one, but I will go back to your first one. The reason why now granted, I have a degree in education. Now granted, education is wonderful except for the paycheck, and that's why I'm slowly but surely walking away from the education job. You hear me back and forth all the time on this podcast about how teachers should be paid more, and So the reason why I decided to go the path of fashion journalism, which is now turning into freelance fashion journalism as we speak, is because I always, ever since I was little, had the wherewithal to be nicely dressed up. And one of my mom's big missions in life was, because I needed physical help throughout the day, and I still need physical help, she always wanted to present me as if I didn't have a disability. So fashion has been a part of my life since I was in the NICU, because then I have to tell you now that the neonatal intensive care unit, my grandmother, her mom, made me booties, knit me booties, because my
Right.
feet were so tiny and they weren't able to fit in a newborn's shoe. And so her mom nicely knit me booties, and I will never forget that. And when she told me that, I'm like, okay, something I have to do in my life is get my fashion out of me. But she, not because I don't love her, she kind of forced me to go into education, but
Right.
I don't think she realized how unstable the education field actually is, and it's
Right.
nothing having to do with my disability, and it's getting more and more unstable. I'm sorry to say that, but it's getting more and more unstable. So the day she died, a month after that, I made a vision board with 11 people watching me do this vision board. And one of the things on my vision board was I'm going to go back to school for my art. I thought my art was going to be painting. I didn't realize my art was going to be the art of writing and the art of journalism.
Well, that's awesome. In fact, that's great that you elaborate on that, because, I think in life, depending whether you have a disability or not, life is very tough, and as it is, and even for people without disabilities, and I'm sure it's even more, difficult if you do have, a disease that allows for, assistance and whatnot. But in this day and age, I feel like with technology, and I feel like with, like I said, with technology being where it's at, you can do anything. And I think freelance, a lot of people, especially, and it's based on technology, or a lot of people are able to have startups just like mine, and just like what you're doing freelance. I think that it gives a lot more people the opportunity and the power to do things that they ordinarily couldn't do, 15, 20 years ago. I mean, let's think about it. The internet, how old is the internet now? What is it, 20, 25 years old? It's not even that old. I don't know the exact age of the internet.
Well, I remember AOL.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm dating myself. Because I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 87. I was completely raised in the 90s. And I remember AOL, and I remember having my AOL email address and thinking I was the guy to mail at
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. I'm
in
a
the
little older
older
than you
side
are.
of the millennials. I don't have the iPhone glued to my hand. I'm not playing kid-related games on the iPhone. I mean, geez, I barely played kid-related games on the computer, let alone the iPhone. So I'm not that old to not remember AOL, but I think you are right that the internet has brought us many, 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 many blessings, because I use the University of Google to figure out stuff for my homework. Even though I'm going to a traditional university, I still use the University of Google.
Yeah, no, I mean, believe me, I was born in 75, so I remember when we didn't have cell phones, and,
Sure.
the only FaceTime we had back then was actual literally face-to-face with somebody. So
yeah.
I think technology, and that's a whole other story, but I'll tell you what, I think technology is great. And then I also think technology is bad, but it depends. With anything in life, you can make a good, a negative a positive, and a positive a negative. It just depends on how you view things. So, with that being said, I'm trying to take a positive step in bringing someone an experience through the internet of purchasing a piece of jewelry that offers service after the sale. So, that's kind of my spin on it. And hopefully, the people, my customer base will appreciate the fact that I'll always be a person that you can call. My number is my personal cell phone number is on the website. And so if I'm not able to take someone's call, they can leave a message and I will return their phone call as soon as I can. So, and I always will keep it this way, no matter, I'll never grow big enough to have a call center or any of that kind of stuff. I can promise you that.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate you not dealing with Amazon. I truly do, and I won't be dealing with Amazon as of August 31st. I talked to my publisher, and they said, "Oh, we'll be happy to publish your book, and we'll be happy to help you promote your book because Amazon is suing everyone after all," as I said, including the independent authors like me, and especially the ones that are into drop shipping. I'm sorry, but you can't rely on Amazon anymore. So I think Gary's method is gold because he's not relying on Amazon. I am definitely not relying on Amazon for my books, and that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be starting August 31st. And yes, you can find all my books all over the place, but I'm not necessarily relying on Amazon because Amazon is suing everyone else there. And so
Exactly.
to answer your second question, Gary, that you nicely posed me, do I have a favorite journalist? And yes, I do, and this will shock everyone half to death because they don't think that this journalist works on MSNBC, and her name is Stephanie Lill. And the reason why I love what she's doing, not because of her journalism style, it's because, and not because of her fashion style either, although she looks wonderful on camera, it's because what she said publicly, and I will never forget it. She goes, in the winter, on the weekends in New York, I go up to a ski resort near New York, and I think it's Bushwick, New York, that she goes up to, and helps the disabled. Thank you very much. And this is a journalist that gets millions and millions of views and 85,000 Twitter followers and does all that and is on camera during the week. But the fact that she's helping the disabled ski, I just think that's amazing. The fact that she's taking whole weekends off to help the disabled ski, I just think that's amazing. And yes, I am a snowboarder, so I ski adaptively myself. So I appreciate all the volunteers and everyone else, but I want you guys to at least for 1 week help the disabled in your local areas, or just contact me. I know that in Georgia they have Walk with KP, and KP actually, Kyle Pace has has cerebral palsy, and they set up a whole racing aspect for kids with all different disabilities. And how I got involved with the Peace Foundation is I was a triathlete at one point, and as part of my training, I flew down to Atlanta and did the a marathon, the Peachtree Marathon in June with those guys. So look to those guys up, please, because we need more angels to help the disabled.
That's definitely true. And, with that being said, I definitely should take some time in my busy schedule and also be able to help the disadvantaged and the handicapped. And that's exactly what I intend on doing. In fact, what I was going to do was, and I spoke to my marketing team about this, what we're going to do is, starting in the fall, we're going to start a program where when you go to my website and you buy a piece of jewelry, there's going to be an option for each customer to be able to donate a certain amount. Like my company will donate a certain amount of the sale to any organization they wish to, any nonprofit organization that they wish to donate to. My company will donate a percentage of each of the sale to their charity of choice. So it could be for the Foundation for Cerebral Palsy. It could be for American Heart Association. It could be any group that they wish to contribute to.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that. And yes, United Cerebral Palsy does more research on CP than they do awareness. And unfortunately, they, I don't like my own National Disability Awareness Council because they do enough research on cerebral palsy, and I don't see enough awareness coming out of United Cerebral Palsy, but that's just me. That's just me, and it drives me nuts because I'm the one with cerebral palsy along with 1,000 other kids and 1,000 other adults too, and so that's another whole podcast in itself.
Well,
why I
always
don't like
heard
my national, why I don't like my national disability.
Well, I'll tell you what, they always say the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So if you make enough fuss, then hopefully they'll start getting the word out more, so that people like myself and other people in the community can donate time and also be be an angel for a lot of people with disabilities.
Well, I appreciate your time, Gary, and you guys will probably hear this interview. What is today? Thursday. This interview will probably go out Friday because I actually got to use my journalism degree for the first time. Speaking to Gary, I didn't realize that I get to use my journalism degree, my fashion journalism degree. So thank you very much for giving me real world experience.
Very happy.
We'll have all of Gary's information in the show notes, and please go support Gary and his business because he'll be supporting us in the fall. He'll also be supporting the American Heart Association, the Blood Donor Alliance, United Cerebral Palsy. I'll make sure that Gary puts United Cerebral Palsy on his list just because I have cerebral palsy, and so I want to be an advocate along with Gary, and I'll make sure that Walk with KP gets on his list too, and I'll come up with some other ones that need help because we all need help, and Gary is trying to help people buy gifts and give them gifts, and that's what I like about Gary. And so I'm going to sign off, you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode of Ask Win with Gary and I. Thanks to you guys.
Thank you again, Win. You have a great day. Nice talking to you.